Yeah, I think it was a combination of things. I think we were always a confident team. Injuries you can't control. And so after that bye week, we started getting healthy. And, we knew that Templeton, we had Templeton circles our first league game. We knew if we had any hope of going into the playoffs, we had to win that game. And that was the kind of the preseason was all built up to make sure that we performed well in that game. And, I just think it gave us the chance to take a deep breath and just focus on what we had to do to get better. And the preseason was tough on us, but at the same time, we learned a lot about ourselves. The tough loss against the tough losses against St. Inez, Pioneer Valley was a heartbreaker. All those losses, we gained a lot of knowledge about ourselves, and in the process, we've been able to modify our scheme to fit our personality and our ability, and I think it's helped a lot, especially in this playoff run. Yeah, we are a lot different. We're a much better football team than we were against Santa Barbara. But Santa Barbara was able to throw the ball on us, and it showed us that, we better get better against the pass, and then, our limitations, again, those games taught us a lot about ourselves. And but overall, yeah, we're a lot different team. We're much more confident than the Pomo win. Really built our confidence, and these kids have always been fighters. They've battled through a lot of things in their lives, especially, and so this is just football for them, and they're moving on. Yeah, that was part of the change in the culture around here. You gotta have a winning attitude. You need to be a competitor, and so yeah, we had an edge. We thought we deserved to be in the playoffs last year, and I know the whole playoff thing, it just wasn't meant to be. But we felt last year we had, if we would have got in, we could have made a run. But there's a purpose to everything, and right now we are right where we should be, and it's because these kids kept with it and they believed in themselves, and yeah, they had a chip on their shoulder, and we've kept that attitude. But these kids on the team, they have their own personality, and they're competitors, and some of them, like you mentioned before, they won baseball games, they've competed and done well in basketball, so they're a confident group of athletes, and it's coming together in a football field. Oh, great! He made great strides from last year to this year as far as leadership and just understanding the scheme. Last year I don't think he was aggressive. This year he's really been aggressive in our scheme, and as you can tell, it's really worked out for him and the team. That's the main thing, just being aggressive. He's not afraid to tuck the ball in and run. He's been able to see things. The game slowed down for him, so his passing game has gotten a lot better, and then his reads have gotten a lot better, and that's really helped us out offensively. Well, I have an excellent defensive line coach, Coach Galloway. He's done a great job with those two guys. He was a big pass rusher guy in college, and he wants to get after the quarterback. But as just technically, they're technically sound. They've done all the things that Coach Galloway's asked them to do. They work hard. You haven't mentioned Frank Lopez, but Frank Lopez is the heart of that defense. We play a 4-3 scheme, and he's right in the middle, and he makes a lot of plays, and our D-line keeps guys off of him, and it's a team effort. But yeah, those two guys have done a great job at the ends. Well, they're a double wing, triple option team, so they run the ball. If they're going to beat you, it's because they're going to run the ball on you. And we have to stop it. We have to play assignment football. That's the only way you can defend a team like this. And they're the type of offense that, you can get 2, you can get 3, you can get 4, get 2 and 3, and then boom, they bust 1 for 40 because you haven't done your assignment. So, and another thing, if you don't get them out off the field, or offense off the field, they take your offense off the field. So our challenge as the defensive side of the ball is to, get some 3 and outs, and so our offense can get some rhythm and, fly the ball. They also have some strong, fit running backs, guys that don't go down easy. Their quarterback, he's a fighter. You could just see the way they run the ball. They don't want to go down. So we have a challenge ahead of us. Big Bear's a well-coached team, and we're looking forward to it, though. It's exciting. you know, Dave Kelly, when he was coaching at San Luis Obispo. I was at PV at the time. You know, I had to go against his triple option. They're similar. You know, I've learned from that. You know, we've been really, it's been like a family coaching staff around here in the Central Coast, and you know, I talked to Dave. You know, I've got a little hints from him, what he thought, and Greer from San Luis Obispo, and so all these guys who are familiar with that offense, I've asked them some questions, but ultimately, you know, it's going to come down to us playing football within our scheme and making plays. Yeah, he's crucial. I mean, he's been the key to this little run. You know, I know our offense has done a great job, but like you mentioned a little bit, you know, our defense have picked it up the last few games, and he's really been a key reason for that. I've given him more responsibility as far as calling things on the run. He's done a great job, and this week will be no different. You know, he's going to see some things that we researched on film, and hopefully he makes the right calls and does his job. Yeah, you know, what I've really learned a lot this year is that the season is a process, and you got to be patient with yourself as a coach and as a staff, and with the kids, because you know, you may be down after a tough loss, but it's, you know, it's those losses that actually help you get better, and you know, it's the battle of staying healthy and when to keep guys off the field, when to put them on the field. And I've been coaching for a long time, but you know, you still learn things throughout the year. Here at Santa Maria, it's it's not a real big different than any place else. It's just that you know, you just gotta be consistent with the kids as far as discipline, and show them that you love them. And we've done a lot of that this year, and it's paid off.
You're also a teacher here at Santa Maria. You teach special ed. Is there any time you kind of combine those two disciplines, you know, being a teacher and being in special ed, and then being a coach? You kind of learn from coaching and apply that in your classroom, and then kind of take something from the classroom and apply it.
Absolutely, you know, that's a good point. Yeah, you know, you break things down so that they can understand. I mean, you know, I remember in my young days as coaching, I thought if I yelled at them louder and more often, they'll play better, you know. But it's a teaching, you know, it's just an extension from the classroom, and you know, if someone doesn't understand it, you've got to ask them why and what they need, and don't be afraid to ask questions. A lot of players are afraid to ask questions because they don't want to, you know, ask something stupid, but you know, they need to understand that the whole point is to get better and to make sure we understand. So we've done a lot of that, a lot of communication, a lot of teaching on the football field. So it's, yeah, definitely there's a coordination. Yeah, usually about Friday night after the game for about an hour and a half, and then it's back to business. To be honest, it's yeah, you know, I think once the season's over and I can look back at everything and I go, yeah, you know, we accomplished quite a bit. But right now it's, you know, I really want that CIF title, and that's the only thing I've been focused on, and the kids are only focused on this game, and that's how we've been performing. We've just been one game at a time, one play at a time, and it's not going to change this week either. I think it's going to be crazy, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to try to keep these kids focused and not too fired up. You know, that's what I'm concerned with. They're going to walk out on that football field, they're going to see the people and all the excitement, you know, in the stadium, and I don't want them to do too much. I just want them to do their jobs, and the coaches included. And you know, it's the first time for all of us, and it's the first time I've ever been in a CIF finals as a coach, and you know, I know football's football, and it may be the CIF finals, or it may be versus St. Inez, whatever the case may be. You got to go out there and you got to perform. You got to keep an open mind and a clear mind to make good calls when you need to, and you got to let the other things outside, things that you have no control over, just focus in your job and your game. Things will usually turn out good for you. I think it should mean a lot. You know, I think the alumni. I mean, alumni are coming out of the woodwork. I've got more calls from alumni. I've got a guy from who gave me a picture of him and his team from the 1950s, to a guy who was on the 1972 team. Just a bunch of alumni, you know, and it's great. And it's kind of put Santa Maria back on the map, and it's given it, I know it's football, there's a lot of great things that happen around here, but football seems to get a lot of recognition. And that's good because this school deserves it. It's come a long ways, and you know, that's what that's most excited about, is that now people may look at Santa Maria High School as a different school, something that the community can be proud of.